And welcome to the Bad Bizness Show. This is episode 10. Kid Genius right here. And this week's episode, we're going to start off with, well, first of all, today is September 7, 2021. And we are starting with a topic of Bill de Blasio, or as I like to refer to him as now, Loki de Blasio, because on his last couple months as mayor, he has officially earned himself a lawsuit from me because he's made things very personal. He's violating federal laws. He's violating not just mine, but yours as well, New York City, your HIPAA rights, and he's also violating your Bill of Rights under the First Amendment, freedom of religion. If you are religious and you are against vaccines and you would like to evolve naturally, and you also believe that your body is your temple, this is the knowledge that you need to have on hand, because I'm giving you the tools so you can turn Andrew Jackson, a $20 bill, into a $10,000 lawsuit against New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. And where you can go is 111 Center Street in Manhattan, New York, if you reside in the area of Manhattan. Now, I'm currently here in Manhattan. I am at a place called The Bean. I don't really drink coffee. It's not really my favorite thing. I prefer tea over anything. So I went and I got myself some tea. I got me a large tea for $4.90. Here we go. And before my thing gets blown away, my receipts, we need that. Here's the tea. Iced tea. It's green tea, by the way, because I'm feeling very green today, like Bruce Banner the Hulk. I may just have to Hulk out and snap. I'm about to have a fucking serious snap attack on fucking all these illegal, corrupt politicians who are acting like a bunch of dictators and violating federal laws, just because I don't know what the fuck the reason is. Let's try this. Completely unsweet. I can taste the green tea. No sugar. We'll keep it that way. Don't need anything else to hype me up, because I'm gonna go whoop crazy over here. You're about to tell me I can't go to the gym right now as of September 13th because I absolutely or because I am choosing to exercise my right of the HIPAA. Now, which laws is he violating? Which federal laws is he violating? First of all, he's violating the HIPAA. And what is the HIPAA? The HIPAA is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, HIPAA. It is a federal law that required the creation of national standards to protect sensitive patient health information from being disclosed without the patient's consent or knowledge. I do not provide any consent whatsoever. I am choosing to exercise my rights under the HIPAA. I do not want my medical information out there. You don't need to know if I'm vaccinated or not. It's not your fucking reason. It's not your fucking business. It's not your fucking... You should not be sticking your nose where it does not belong, and it does not belong there. And I will refuse to subject myself and get rid of something just to have something else. I choose to exercise my rights. I have that right, and if you choose to violate my rights, you will be receiving a lawsuit, because it is a federal law and you cannot discriminate against me choosing to exercise my right, in this case, not to disclose any medical information. I am protected under the HIPAA. If you choose to discriminate against me or anyone else as a business, and you choose to aid and abet Bill de Blasio in this dictatorship and unlawful act, you are aiding and abetting and you are looking for yourself a serious federal lawsuit, a serious civil lawsuit, and here in New York City, like I said, you can invest as little as $20 and see a return for a $10,000 lawsuit. You talk about investment, that is a hell of an investment if your rights are violated. No problem. Contact me, Kid Genius, if you want to know how to do it yourself, because it's very easy. Now, what else? What other laws is he violating? He's also violating the First Amendment, your Bill of Rights. Now, what is the First Amendment Bill of Rights, and how is he violating your First Amendment Bill of Rights? And specifically under the religion. If you are religious, as I am very religious, you are protected under the First Amendment. Bill of Rights. So not only is he violating one federal law, he's violating two federal laws. One federal law that was passed in 1996, the HIPAA, and he's also violating your civil rights. You can technically file two lawsuits. You're going to require two Andrew Jacksons. You don't have to. You could put it on one, just claim one 10,000. That's good enough. That's substantial enough. Now, what is the First Amendment? The First Amendment is the Bill of Rights, and in this Bill of Rights, your civil right includes: Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or of the rights of the people to peacefully assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances, which is exactly what we are going to be doing. Petition the government for redress of grievances. Tomorrow I will be at City Hall here in New York City, just after I go to 111 Center Street tomorrow, September 8, 2021, to file that lawsuit against Bill de Blasio, aka Loki de Blasio, because he is having his evil dictators and his evil troops and minions of unlawful federal law violating bastards come invade New York City and violate everybody's rights. And this is me, Kid Genius, telling all of you, Captain Kid Genius here, I'm assembling all my warriors, all those who want to protect your rights, who believe in facts, data, and statistics, to stand up for your rights here in New York City and go down to 111 Center Street in Manhattan and file a lawsuit against Bill de Blasio, and meet me, Kid Genius, tomorrow, September 8, 2021, and anytime in the future. I will be posting where I will be at, so you can sign the petition against the city of New York, against the city mayor of New York City, which is Bill de Blasio, for the last couple months that he will be here. Because if we file this now, and even if he's not mayor in the next couple months, he will still be liable, and the city of New York City will still be liable, because this paperwork would have been filed before he left office. So, with that being said, how is your religion, what proof do you have that your religion is being violated? All you need to know, if your body is your temple, you need to know this. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19 and 20. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. That price is of God. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. Your body is your temple. Treat it as such. Do not intoxicate it with anything these biotechnologies companies are providing their whatever it is that they're putting in their thing. Look, for example, Johnson & Johnson, that same vaccine was causing deaths because it was just making your blood clot even worse. So you know what, don't trust it. Go with the holistic version, what Cage Boss is offering. Get your Cage Boss angelic wing shoes, and do not miss out on naturally evolving. You can naturally evolve. You don't need these vaccines, as it is 86 90+% of the US population a year and a half into this pandemic, the so-called pandemic, are absolutely not even affected by any strain of the virus. These people are pushing an agenda which is absolutely bullshit. It is just strictly a dictatorship is what they're doing. It is completely unlawful, and you should know the facts and use knowledge to your power. Knowledge is power. Use knowledge to your advantage. Knowledge is power. So, understanding this, I will be there at 111 Center Street tomorrow. I'll be filing my lawsuit. You can do so as well anytime. I received the message. How did I find out about all this? I found all this about yesterday, September 6th, on Labor Day, because I got an email from my gym that I just renewed the membership for 45 days at the Blink Fitness this past Saturday, and I just found out they just sent me the memo, the email yesterday evening, and I got it last night. I found out that Bill de Blasio is passing these unlawful laws. Like I'm not counting on a mayor being corrupt and trying to be a dictator and being a sore loser, whatever. Dude, you can't even be a mayor past another term. Like, you've been a mayor since what, like 2013, 2014? 2 terms is it. That's it. You can't be anymore. Dude, like, that's it, bro. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But if you're gonna be a sore loser and you want to pass this stuff to screw people over, hey man, it's not on me. Do not try to punish me. You are making this very, very personal. Making this very, very personal, Bill de Blasio. And when you make this personal, I'm the fucking tiger here, motherfucker, bitch. I'm coming for you, motherfucker. One way or another, I'm gonna destroy you. And everything that you stand for, I'm gonna make you pay for all the damages that you are causing. So, that being said, this is what's going on with the United States here in New York City. This is your Bad Business Show update. Bill de Blasio, you're bad fucking business. You deserve a big ass fuck you. You're officially on the shit list, right up there next to Donald Trump. I fucking can't stand both of you. You both of you are a bunch of fucking losers. I can't stand both of you. One wants to build a fucking wall and divide fucking motherfucking peoples, and the other one is a fucking goddamn wannabe dictator too, motherfucker, bitch. Use unlawful shit. Well, fucking both fucking losers. So anyway, I'm about to lose my fucking mind, and so make sure that you know your laws. Make sure you have the knowledge. Now that you are watching this show, the Bad Business Show, TBBS, you have the knowledge. So use the knowledge to your advantage. Knowledge is power. Don't ever let some corrupt politician tell you what you have to do. That's not how this is going to work. Especially if he or she is going to force themselves with unlawful actions and violate federal laws and violate your rights under the Bill of Rights. That's why we have a Constitution. That's why we have the Bill of Rights. So you are protected. Know your rights, America. Know your rights. This is the United States of America. We are not in a third world country. If this was a third world country, which technically New York City should be a third world country because it should be rated in value like a third world country. Like, you don't even take care of this city, and yet you have the audacity to say, oh, we're gonna like demand vaccines and we're gonna demand for you to put masks. Motherfucker, I demand you to clean up your biohazard fucking disgusting fucking city. Perhaps maybe that's why there's so many fucking problems here with COVID. Maybe that's why so many people have died. Fuck the fucking cases. The ones that died is, motherfucker, this place is disgusting. So much trash and pollution in the air. Air is polluted, trash all over the streets. Literally trash buildup on every city within those little trash cans. Nobody takes out the trash. The garbage trucks come by, but they don't even like take it. This is absolutely disgusting. This is a biohazard city. You have fucking problems, and you have the audacity to tell people to take vaccines and take care of their health. Take care of your fucking city. You people are fucking disgusting. Start by cleaning up. Start by stop smoking cigarettes. I can't go one city block without encountering at least 3 people smoking those disgusting cigarettes that cause respiratory problems, cardiovascular health problems, metabolic syndrome, not to mention the 200 plus different cancers that you can obtain by just smoking a cigarette or giving secondhand smoke cancer to someone else. I certainly don't want any cancer. If you're gonna smoke your little disgusting thing, I think you should have designated areas where you should be very far away from me. There are buildings in this hotel. There are buildings and hotels that are labeled not smoking, and even in my own hotel where I'm currently staying, I have videos already proof that I have not released to the public. I have not released any disgusting videos of this hotel doing me wrong and violating biohazards and smoking, which I do have them. I do have proof of people smoking indoors, and I have not ousted on this show yet because I'm gonna save those videos and I'm gonna use it against this hotel for not enforcing that policy and for not kicking them out and putting my life in a biohazardous environment and in danger, for not enforcing these their own policies that they have. It has already put me in enough danger. So you know what, if you want to force people to take vaccines, you need to force people to stop smoking cigarettes, and I don't see you trying to force people to stop smoking cigarettes. That causes even more problems, way more problems. So remember to download the app of Cage Boss. They are hiring for drivers and marketing specialists. If you want to improve your quality of life and improve your respiratory and cardiovascular health, make sure that you purchase yourself a pair of Cage Boss Angelic Wing shoes so you can start improving your life and your health by running and exercising and going to the gym. And well, unfortunately, gym is up in the air because you can't improve your health by going to a gym where you have to violate your rights under the HIPAA. So we have a problem here. Cage Boss is also a biotechnology company. Bio meaning biological and technology as in technology, literally in separate terms, all together, using applying medicine with a holistic perspective. Don't really believe in those chemicals. Stay away from the cigarettes and those intoxicating cancers. And this is the Bad Business Show, TBBS, episode 10. And don't forget to join us later on in this week for another for the Macroeconomics class. Macro and microeconomics class. We're going to be talking about economics. Besides that, this is the Bad Business Show, and this is Kid Genius signing out. Alright, so welcome to the Bad Business Show. It is September 8th, 2021. It is officially the morning where I stated that I will be going to 111 Center Street in Manhattan to the Civil Procedures Courthouse to file a lawsuit. But before I do, I came here and I'm going to show you exactly how to fill out this official form. That way you can, if you have also been, if your rights have also been violated and you are potentially about to lose money like how I have I have invested my money. On this past Saturday, I just went in and I renewed a 45-day gym membership with Blink, and I just got the email like 2 nights ago telling me that on September 3, when my membership, September 13, that I can't go no more if I don't violate my own rights under the HIPAA and my First Amendment freedom of religion. If I don't subject to myself to violating my own rights, I will not be able to go anymore, which is federal law violations and completely unlawful, and I absolutely will not subject myself or lower myself to those standards. I will fully exercise my right to not disclose any medical records of mine, as I have the right to do so under the HIPAA. And what you will need, if you have also been violated and your rights have been discriminated against by New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, you will need to go to newyorkcourts.gov courts/NYC/small claims /forms.shtml, and you're going to need form CIV-SC-50, which is Civil Court of the City of New York Small Claims Part Statement of Claim. What you need is a statement of claim, and this is what it looks like. This is what you need. Now right here, you're gonna put where it says your name, you're gonna put your personal information, your mailing address, and no PO box. It has to be a real mailing address. Your phone number, email, the way they can contact you. And then you're gonna put the defendant's name. You will put Bill de Blasio, last name, first name, Bill de Blasio. And the address would be City Hall. If I'm not mistaken, the address will be let's see, let's go on the Google real quick. City Hall, NYC address. And yep, all you need to do is put New York City Hall, New York 1007 as the zip code, and that is the address. That's where he will be receiving all his information and mail, whatever. Now, as far as the claim goes, the maximum is $10,000. You will be claiming, if amounts claim, you're gonna write out 10,000. Well, I'm going to write 10,000. I suggest that you write 10,000 if your rights are being violated, because your rights are worth a lot of money. You're more than likely going to be losing business. Your health is at risk, and there's no price to put on health, of course not. How much is COVID gonna cost? You have potential. You have cancers. You have so many different diseases that you can catch if you can't go to the gym. You can't improve your cardiovascular health, your respiratory system. You can't improve your life. Your life is just gonna go down the drain. So I'm putting $10,000 as my claim, because if I can't go to the gym, I have to be inconvenienced. We're just adding to the list. It's a huge thing going on. So, and then we're gonna go down here to primary reason for claim. Primary reason for claim would be damage caused to person, because your rights have been violated. You as the person, your rights have been violated, and that is damage to you, the person. Your health, that means physically, emotionally, neurologically, financially, in every single aspect. You as the person, there has been a damage caused to you. And then it's pretty much simple. After you fill out your name, defendant's name, which is Mayor Bill de Blasio, his address, which is City Hall, New York, New York 1007. You put down here the signature, your claimant signature right here. You're gonna sign, and today's the date that you're filling out the form, and you actually go downtown to 111 Center Street in Manhattan. So I'm gonna put that there until this is over, and because we are about to jump in, I'm gonna give you a quick class on economics, and then after this we should be good, and we can all go about our merry days, and I'll give you the update for the remainder of the week on a different day. But let's go over some economics real quick while we have time. Got plenty of time. The courthouse is typically open until like the end of business day. It's not even 10 a.m. yet. It's still 9 a.m. in the morning. So let's go over some quick economics real quick. First of all, what is economics? Okay, economics is the study of resource production, consumption, and the transfer of its wealth. So you're pretty much studying production, the consumption of each supply that is being produced, and how the wealth is being transferred between buyers and sellers. So that is pretty much economics. What is a resource? What is a resource? That is a major question. A resource is a supply, tangible or intangible, that can be sold for profit in exchange, or traded and bartered. We used to be on a barter and trade system before the idea of currency was developed. People used to trade, let's say, corn for coffee, or cotton for a service, a certain supply for services, or services for a certain commodity, etc., etc. Now, you're probably wondering, what is a resource though? Okay, resource, there are three types of resources. There is a natural resource, there is human resource, and there is capital resources. So, but wait, hold on. Okay, genius. Let's go back. What is tangible and what is intangible? What is a tangible resource and what is an intangible resource? All right, so a tangible resource, a tangible supply, means a product or merchandise that you can physically touch. Something that you can physically touch, like this phone, for instance. It is an asset. It's my asset. I can physically touch it. Cash, currency, is physical, something physical. Inventory, vehicles, transportation, airplanes, vehicles, equipment, buildings, and these are all examples of something physical, tangible, that can be touched. So what is an intangible resource? An intangible resource is an asset or a supply that cannot be touched. It is a service. For example, if you own an application, if you download the CageBoss apps is an intangible resource. This show, TBBS RB, the Bad Bizness Show, Reality Business, this is a form of intangible resource. It is information provided to you, an educational system that, or an institution, an academy of some sorts, your school, your high school, your college. It is an intangible source. It is the information that you are gathering. It is an intangible because it's not something physical. You are gathering that information. You can't touch it. It's software. When you download Microsoft Word, for instance, or another software for your computer, or a program for your phone. That is an intangible source. Okay, we're not gonna dwell too much on tangible and intangible, so we are going to move on. What are the two types of economic systems? We just went over this at the very beginning. At the beginning of time, before there was currency, people used to barter and trade goods, and purchase and selling of goods is another form of an economic system. Now, types of resources, like we had stated, the type of resources is 1, natural, 2 is human labor, and 3 is capital resource. Natural resources are things found in nature that are not produced or made by humans. Okay? Human resources are people who do work or provide a service or even produce goods. That is human resources. Back in the day, a couple hundred years ago, slavery is a form of human resource. They just didn't get paid for it. Then after, actually before there was slavery, there was indentured servitude in the United States. That would be a form of human resource. They did get paid for it, in a barter trade kind of way. They just got free housing, food, paid expenses, that sort of deal, and they worked their way on through a like a contract kind of deal. But we're going to move on to the next topic. Capital resources. Capital resources are like machines, tools, technology, robots, transportation, machinery or equipment, and information resources such as a learning educational institution, academy, and the actual building where people go in and they learn. That is a capital resource, because an institution is providing an environment where teachers go in and they're given the opportunity to teach for profit, and students go in to acquire that intangible information within a tangible location, because what is natural is land. A building is a capital resource that's tangible, and you get the picture. It's just piling up on each other, and you are learning by using these examples. Okay, so moving on. What is a renewable resource? Because we have renewable and non-renewable resources. This is very important, as topic nowadays is, we're trying to go green. So what does a going green mean? Going green is that we have a tangible solar panels. Those are tangible solar panels, and they are being used for capital resource under renewable resources, because the tangible solar panels are acquiring solar energy. They're being stored and being distributed to provide energy. And that is since this is a machinery, it is a tool and equipment, it is a capital resource that is used for renewable energy. The same would apply to wind turbines. You see wind turbines, they're spinning. When the wind blows, it's generating X amount of energy from the wind, and that is a wind turbine is a capital resource that is a renewable energy. And pretty much, what is an example of a non-renewable resource? A non-renewable resource would be coal, because we cannot continuously produce coal. We have to be able to mine it, and there's only a finite amount of coal on Earth. Gold, titanium, and salt are other examples of non-renewable because we can't reproduce them. It cannot be reproduced like that or that efficiently or that quick within our lifetimes, so it can be reused against. Now let's move on to other topics over here under economics. We're going to talk about what is macroeconomics and what is microeconomics. So macroeconomics is the study of the entire economic performance, its structure, its behavior, and its unemployment, and leadership decisions that impact growth and stability. What are the intentions of macroeconomics? Okay, 3 intentions of macroeconomics are economic growth, full employment or low unemployment, and 3, stable prices or low inflation. So what is economic growth? Let's talk about what is economic growth. The 2 factors that make up economic growth is workforce size and its productivity. So now you have 2 examples of what factors in to what makes up an economic growth and stability. So what are the 2 factors that make an economic growth? Is workforce size and its productivity. Workforce size. What does workforce size mean? What does that mean? Workforce size is the increase or overall size of the economy produced by human resource and or a capital-driven resource. Productivity. What is productivity? Productivity is defined as how efficient the overall economy can produce or provide services. What is economic fluctuation? Okay. Economic fluctuation is the national income a nation or the country or a country that represents in growth or contraction. So, for example, a rise in national income means an economy is growing. Or, if you ever heard the acronym GDP, which stands for Gross Domestic Production. As there is a decline, the economy is contracting. That means it's worsening. So if there's a recession, that means there's a decline in domestic production, and the economy is pretty much worsening because there is a lower workforce size and productivity is lessened. So what happens when there is a fluctuation in the economy? You have inflation and you have deflation. And what is the difference between inflation and deflation? I know we hear these terms a lot, so let's go over it. Inflation is the rate where the value of currency is falling and the prices for goods and services rise. And deflation is the rate where the value of currency rises and prices for services and goods declined. It's very simple. It's not that hard, and that pretty much sums up macroeconomics. So we're going to move on to microeconomics. And what is microeconomics? Microeconomics is the study of how economic leadership decisions affect individuals within an economic structure. It is the foundation of macroeconomics, and without it, there will be an economic collapse. So, right now, the Biden administration is trying to focus on microeconomics. And we are currently facing a inflation because prices are seriously going up. The workforce is low because of this, well, we can't really say COVID-19 pandemic. It's more of a political pandemic because this is all affects the economy. And there is something called supply and demand. So when the workforce is low and workforce size is low and productivity is low or lessened, we need to ask, what about supply and demand? How does supply and demand affect the equilibrium of the overall economic growth and stability? If there is a low amount of supply, product, or service, the price rate will increase, where it then causes inflation in the long run. So right now, if we continue on this path, under the Biden administration, with all this microeconomics, tossing all this money into social services, which in retrospect, here in New York City, if there's a lot of homeless people on the street begging for money, clearly the social services is not working. So their microeconomics is not efficient at all, because if there are still homeless people begging on the streets for money, the social services is not functioning at all. It is not doing its job, and the Biden administration is not functioning. Just as like when the Trump administration was functioning, it was focusing more on macroeconomics, where it then was not really taking too much interest in the microeconomics. To have a balanced system, to have a fully functional system and equilibrium system, there must be balance and communication between both the macro and the micros. This is why the Trump administration failed, and this is another reason why the Biden administration is failing. If you cannot get the microeconomics functioning right, macro is going to fail. So right now, the reason why both of them administrations are failing is because they fail to understand microeconomics. Microeconomics is very important, because if you don't take care of the foundation from the very bottom, just like a pyramid, without the foundation of a pyramid, there will be no top. There will be no top. So the foundation, the very bottom, you have to be able, in order to build from the bottom up, and it has to be stable. Equilibrium, it has to be stability. There has to be, as growth grows, there has to be stability. Otherwise, it's pointless. So what is supply and demand? Supply and demand is the amount of a particular supply or commodity, a product, or a service made available so the desired buyer may purchase. This factors in so the economy can regulate an equilibrium price between each supply or commodity, product, or services offered to the consumers. So in summary, as if there is a high amount of supply, the prices can be low, no problem, because there's a lot to distribute. But if there is a small amount of supply, there's a high demand, that means the rates will be increasing. So if there's a low workforce size and productivity is lessened, we have high demand and low supply, because we are in a recession and there is workforce is low and the productivity is lessened. So we're going to end up dishing out more money and having to pay more. So the very bottom is going to suffer more than those in the social structure, because they can't afford the higher prices. This is the problem. So microeconomics rely on two factors for its efficiency. So in order for microeconomics to be efficient, it relies on two different factors. It relies on the three types of resources, and it relies on entrepreneurship. To recall, what are the three types of resources? It is natural, human labor resource, and capital resources. Okay, so we already have gone over that. Let's move on to the second type of factor that a microeconomics needs to rely on so it can be efficient and function properly. So what is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is the act of being an entrepreneur, where an entrepreneur oversees the launch and growth of an entire enterprise using one or more of the three types of resources to make profits and increase the overall GDP. And what is GDP? The gross domestic production, to increase the national income rate of an economy. So without entrepreneurs, microeconomics would not be able to function. So whether you are a Democrat or a Republican, does not matter which type of administration you're trying to run in politics, in government. Because even under the Obama administration, when I got out the military as a United States Marine, it was a terrible recession because of the 2008 real estate market crash. Okay, microeconomics was not handled properly. There was not enough entrepreneurships. Without proper leadership, without business leaders, okay, real entrepreneurs, it takes real skill and a unique set of skills. A certain individual, you have to be able to see the future. You have to be able to see what others cannot see and analyze and be a good leader. You have to be well spoken, and those are the entrepreneurs that make up American economical history. Those are the ones that help build and make our America strong and powerful, economically speaking, make our GDP rise to the top. So whether, does not matter which administration it is in office, whether it's Democrats, Republicans, a liberal, super right wing, no matter what, we need to have proper microeconomics and entrepreneurship at all times. This is going to be very, very effective. We cannot function without it. Otherwise, we cannot just rely on big businesses to prosper. We cannot. We need new entrepreneurs. We need new heroes in the economy to rise up. New entrepreneurs. There may not be always new ones or efficient ones, but those new and efficient ones, those ones with real talent, those are the ones that we need to pay attention to, and those are the ones that are going to help rise our economy to the top and always maintain a stable and continuous growth of an economy. Because it is a foundation and it is a factor that microeconomics needs to rely on, so the overall microeconomics can have a prolonged and positive effect on the macroeconomics. So once we understand this, this is my reason why I added this episode here to the fight between me, Kid Genius, and Bill de Blasio. Bill de Blasio wants to destroy the businesses. He wants to destroy restaurants. He wants to take away the gyms. He wants to violate federal laws to destroy businesses. When you are destroying these businesses, now this is the Bad Business Show. We oust bad businesses. We don't need government to destroy all the businesses. Okay, that's why I'm here. That's why the Bad Business Show is here. So proper leaders that know what they're doing, other economists can come in and they can evaluate different businesses. I'm evaluating these businesses. If they are bad businesses, they should not be in business. They're not doing proper businesses. That's why the Bad Business Show is created. That's why they are financial analysts. So they can be reported to the proper organizations or government departments, such as the Federal Trade Commission, the Department of Labor and Employment, and things can be done about it. If you are a business owner and you can't do business properly, you shouldn't be in business, period. You shouldn't be in business, period, at all. Get out. You're not a leader. I'm sure you want to make wealth, but being in business for yourself is not a way to do it if you can't do it properly. And I do not support any business who can't do it properly. So going back to Bill de Blasio. Bill de Blasio, you want to destroy restaurants by limiting or preventing individuals who are against this political pandemic, and all you're doing is hurting the microeconomics of it all. That's all you're doing. You're hurting these businesses. Now, I don't agree. I agree that some of these businesses that I have come across, they shouldn't be in business, but that's not up to you in government to just destroy every single one of them. That is up to, for example, analysts, business analysts, and financial analysts like myself Kid Genius, who goes into different businesses, and I evaluate and I analyze different businesses and ensure to ensure that if whether they should be in business or not be in business, and I oust them, and I inform you, the consumers, if where to go, where not to go, and if I eat a lot, I like to stay in shape, take care of my health. Those who are prone to metabolic syndromes, their gyms should not be revoked, and absolutely you have all the right to exercise your right to not violate the HIPAA, HIPAA. That is strictly up to you. You have that right not to disclose any medical information to nobody. It's none of their fucking business, down to the matter. It's none of their fucking business. They don't need to know that shit. They're not a fucking doctor. They're not a fucking MD. They're not your fucking doctor. Who the fuck are they? Do they need to know this kind of fucking shit? Tell them to go fuck off. You have the fucking legal right on the freedom of speech. Tell them to go fuck off. And on the same First Amendment, you have the right to speak freely, and you have the right to protect yourself for religious purposes. If you are religious and you are totally for your body, your body is your temple, then by all means, that is your religion, and nobody has the right to take that right away from you or force you to violate your own rights. Recognize what's going on, and recognize that if there are dictators within our democracy, within our free nation, who are trying to force you to violate your rights, you need to be aware of what's going on, and you need to be able to call them out on it. Hey, file that lawsuit. Tell them, hey, your rights are being violated. You are forcing me to violate my rights if I don't comply, if I don't subject myself to your dictatorship-like rule. This is not a communist country. This is a free nation. Welcome to the United States of America. And this is the Bad Business Show. You will be ousted. Please communicate to me if you have any of these problems across the United States. I will be more than happy to oust them, and I'll be on your side, the consumer, or any American who is facing trouble against any business who is trying to violate your rights. Any organization, anyone whatsoever, an established institution of any sort, a leadership, someone in a leadership position, if they are violating your rights, please waste no time to oust them. Contact us here at the Bad Business Show. Contact me at Kid Genius here at the Bad Business Show, and I will go out of my way to help you to oust that bad business, disgusting motherfucker, federal law violating, Bill of Rights constitutionally fucking violating motherfucking bastard. And we will oust them, and we will get you your rights paid for with legal lawsuits. We will make sure that person or business establishment is no more and is reported to the proper authorities, such as the Federal Trade Commission, the Department of Labor and Employment. They will receive their proper consequences. And pretty much bottom line is, we're here to do the right thing. So you got to have a positive mind, stay cool, calm, and collected, because I know in some cases, my favorite things are being subjected to, so I can violate my own rights, and I will not violate my own rights. It makes me want to just hulk out, go crazy, but the idea is to stay positive. There's always a better way to handle the situation and to crush the opponents. You just need a powerful force behind you. Kid Genius here on the Bad Business Show. This is a powerful force, and we're gonna take down all these bad guys together. No problem. So this is the Bad Business Show. This is Kid Genius. I hope you guys have learned something today, and I'll check in with you guys a little bit later on this week. I gotta go in downtown, and I gotta go file this paperwork, so I'll let you guys know in a few days, by the end of the week, how it all went and what's going on. I'll give you a new update. So for now, this is Kid Genius with the Bad Business Show, Reality Business, signing out. Alright, so Welcome to the Bad Bizness Show. This is Kid Genius. It is still September 8th, 2021. Now, as I mentioned earlier today, I was going to go and I was going to file those claims. Apparently, the procedures here, as I mentioned on the Instagram account, procedures may differ between, within city and state. So I'm originally from Florida. When you're filing a lawsuit to claim for the violations of your civil rights, you typically just go directly to the courts and clerk of courts and you file a lawsuit. But here in New York City, it's a little bit differently. Apparently, this is the process. This is the correct process how to do that. You're filing against a certain municipal or local government agencies, or even the mayor himself, as I am the mayor himself, because he is the culprit in this case. He's the one who initiated the violation of my rights. So pretty much you don't have to go to 111 Center Street. So technically I've been saying Center Street, but it's Centre, Centre Street, in Manhattan, in downtown, pretty much Chinatown, New York. Where you have to go is the clerk of courts will give you this document, and you will go to Actions Against Mayoral Agency, and you go to the City of New York, Comptroller, 1 Center Street in New York. So there's still a 1 involved. And it's this one right here. You go to the comptroller, and the comptroller is currently located on the 12th floor. It is office number 1225. Now, you don't need the same form. As previously, it's getting pretty windy now in here. I couldn't find another place to sit down, so I came back to this other public location. It's been a dreadful, very hot day and all this, walking up and down New York City. So I will show you now the documents that you will need. It's actually very easy, and you don't even need to invest $20. And there is no limit to the amount that you can claim. I claim $1 million is what I'm filing a lawsuit against for my injuries, for my 2 rights that have been violated by the mayor of New York City, Bill de Blasio. So you file that paperwork, as I'm going to show you here now. And then, as you can see, this is the paperwork and the forms that you have to fill out, just the way as I did. And obviously with your own personal description and whatnot. If your HIPAA rights and your rights to freedom religion under the First Amendment has also been violated, this is how you file the claim. You don't even have to invest $20. It is absolutely free to file this claim. You just have to wait. The clerk of courts, I asked the clerk of courts, okay, so what happens? You submit the documentation. It has to be notarized. Obviously, I went to my bank here in New York City, sat down, she notarized it, and then I went back to the building, went all the way upstairs to the comptroller. I asked the clerk of courts after he gave me the stamped. Make sure you get the stamped copy in return, because they have to contact you. They'll conduct an investigation into the matter, as you can see here on the website of comptroller. This is the process. I did ask the clerk of courts, the clerk of comptroller there, was the process after They run the investigation. They give you a claim number. All he said is they're going to give you a claim number to notify you by mail or email. And I asked him, what's the next process after that? The guy's probably so lost. I mean, I pity him. He's just a clerk of courts, but that's why I'm here. I'm providing you the extensive research, going through it myself, all the pain and struggle. I did not ask for Bill de Blasio to violate my rights. This is not something that I'm doing because I'm enjoying or just for the show. My rights did get violated, and I'm just going through the motion, and I'm showing you how to get it done. You don't have to invest any money in doing this. So you just type in controller on the website. It is controller.nyc.gov, and under file a claim. So you just scroll down and you'll see that the very first option right here where it says file claim, right there, let's read that aloud. It says the New York City Comptroller Office is responsible for overseeing the resolution and settlements of claims filed against or on behalf of the City of New York. I file a claim against the City of New York because it is the mayor. New York does things a little bit differently. After a claim is received, which I submitted the form at the comptroller's office, clerk of courts or whatever you want to, clerk of comptroller, the comptroller's office, they will investigate the claim. The comptroller's office may extend an offer to settle the claim based on the results of the investigation. So since my rights were violated, my rights are worth plenty of money. It is my rights. My rights have been violated. I have to, my health, because it is a gym, my rights have been violated. My health is now at risk, and is being forced at risk by Mayor de Blasio's unlawful forceful action and mandate of show proof of vaccination, which under the HIPAA I do not have to violate my rights. I have rights for a reason, and I don't have to violate them. The gym and no gym and no restaurants need to know this information. What the hell are they gonna do with this information, whether I'm vaccinated or not? It does not matter. There has been cases where you are vaccinated, you can still obtain COVID, and those are like the really super weak humans, and they probably have already perished, unfortunately. But I'm not one of those cases. I'm one of those 86+% that have not even been affected by COVID, or haven't even become a case, and this is completely unlawful, where my rights have been violated. If your rights have been violated here in New York City, this is the process where you typically would have to go through. If you are in a different state and your rights have been violated, typically the process is that you have to fill out a statement of claim, and you have to file it at the clerk of courts, and you have to file that, hey, your rights have been violated. But here in New York City, this is the process that you will have to go through, because it is the mayor, Bill de Blasio, who initiated the unlawful mandate that ultimately that forces you to violate your federal rights, and you don't have to have your federal rights violated, and you don't have to be given an ultimatum, hey, violate your rights, or don't go to the gym, or don't eat indoors. Like, you don't need to have that ultimatum given to you by a forced dictator of a leader. That is a perfect example of bad business and terrible leadership. Good thing he's getting out of here as mayor, and good thing he's not allowed to run for another 4 years or whatnot as mayor of New York City. And he needs to just stay out of politics, period. He does not belong in any form of leadership position in politics, period. I mean, clearly look at his actions, look at the unlawful things that he's doing, and that's not proper leadership. So let's just move on from this point on. I will keep you guys in contact, how I Kid Genius, how everything eventually turns out. And until then, this is Kid Genius with the Bad Business Show, Reality Business. Out. Alright, so welcome to the Bad Business Show. This is episode 10. This is the recap for the week. It is September 11. And, well, you know, I like to take a moment, give about 5 seconds so everybody can pray for all those who have lost. I was in the Marine Corps myself. It's one of the reasons why I enlisted because of the terror attack. As an expert in terrorism, I know when to recognize who and what is a domestic and international terrorist. But for now, let's take 5 seconds and pray for anyone who you know, and for all those who have been lost. All right, so now that we have established it is September 11, a few things have gone on since earlier this week. Episode 10, Economics and the fight between me, Kid Genius, and Bill de Blasio. It has incited a lot of disputes between the Republicans and the Democrats. The Democrats are attacking Republicans, Republicans attacking them. Somehow they always like to put me in the middle because I'm one hell of a social media influencer. And it's really all for Cage Ball, so you can download the apps of Cage Balls and you can start making money today, hiring for drivers and marketing specialists. This app is great so you can stay in contact with all your friends through the social media feature called Chit Chat. You can take rides everywhere you want to go, wherever your heart desires with the ride, and your drivers can download the application and they can take you. And pretty soon you'll be able to book your hotel reservations. As soon as this company starts getting involved with other and starts integrating systems with other hotels and B&B features and partners. For now, let's get back to the topics of the week. Let's recap. All right, Bill de Blasio. I filed the paperwork against Bill de Blasio. He's in violation of federal law and the HIPAA. This has driven fucking Fox News because I drive the media. I drive everything. I'm the one who leads off with everything. They like to just retaliate and cause me problems in return. I don't know why. I'm doing things for my own purposes and they like to twist things up, and I got a lot of haters everywhere I go, in politics, in media, people who like to copy off off my scripts and what I do. I'm leading and they like to go off. They need to pay me for helping them write for their own scripts because they're not creative enough or they're not influential enough to do their own scripts and their own production, their own writing. They're a bunch of fucking losers. And I gave a class about economics. I hope everybody after that is well understood on economics. What is economics? What is a resource? The different types of resource: tangible, intangible, macroeconomics, microeconomics, and the different types of resources, and how and why economics is important both on the macro and micro level. Besides that, this is a quick recap for the week. We have spent a lot of time talking about this, and I hope everybody has a good week and a blessed day. This is Kid Genius, signing out.